Rambling Man here. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this press conference that Biden had because I felt like it was lacking, to say the least. I'm doing this in the car because I'm busy tonight and I didn't feel like getting behind and putting a whole bunch of stuff on there. If you already saw the press conference, then you kind of know what happened. If you don't, you can find it on YouTube or replay it on CNN. I know that one of the biggest issues that I had with this is that there's a lot of deflection. The first two reporters that were there that asked him questions, sorry guys, the first two reporters that were there that asked him questions, I felt like he did pretty good. Just he was prepared for those first two. After that, it kind of went downhill from there. When I say prepared, I mean like it came off more fluid. So after that, though, I felt like everything was like shoot from the hip because, he didn't shuffle his papers right or whatever. But he was asked a few things that really boggled me. One is asked about immigration, and he said, unlike his predecessor, Trump, that he wasn't going to let families be separated. And I don't know that there's that's just him telling what he thinks, not really knowing the facts. And so he's like, I don't like the fact that they would be separated, and I'm not going to apologize for that. The second part to that was he said that it's inhumane for him to sit there and see people on the other side of the Rio Grande sitting on the bank in the mud and just leave them there. They don't have to sit there on the bank. They can go back home. The biggest issue is for you to say, you know what, I feel bad about that person being in the mud. Come over here. We'll put you up in this makeshift detention areas that we have, and we're going to pay more money, $86.9 million, to put children up. Now, he said most of these kids, when you're talking about minors, they're like 16, 17. No. If you listen to the Border Patrol, because they're there, and let me tell you about that. They're there so they know, okay, that there's more minors than you think. There may not be 1 or 2 year olds, a bunch of those, but he said the wee little kids, maybe 1.5%. That's still like 1.5 or 2 kids out of every 100 people coming over, or like 1 to 2 year olds, okay, little wee kids. That's still a lot, especially if you have 100,000. That means you have 1,500 wee little kids. 1,500 little kids out of 100,000. Now it seems more bigger, right? He made it sound like, it's no big deal. Yeah, okay, whatever. Here's the problem I have. He said he didn't go down to the border because he did not want to cause a big distraction or anything because he has the Secret Service and everything. He didn't want to cause a distraction or get in people's way. Are you freaking kidding me? There's a big envoy of media and other people going down there, like from other Republicans and other Senate members and from the GOP and stuff. GDP. All going down there 2 weeks ago, but he didn't want to get in the way. That sounds like a cop-out to me. These are the things that really bother me. And then asked about gun control, he goes off on a tirade about the infrastructure on Friday when he talks in Pittsburgh. He's going to bring up how to bring the economy back. And I'm like, that's not really the question. He asked about a manufactured bill, but in regards to gun control, not what are you going to do with the infrastructure. I just felt like he was unprepared. They prepared him as well as he could be. He said, I had my staff write some notes down, and just go back through and you'll see what I'm talking about. I'm not making this crap up. Now remember, this is my opinion. I tell you what I saw on the video, and then what what in my opinion, what I think I saw, or my opinion on what after I saw it, what I think about it. And that's what I'm telling you. I know one of the biggest one, though, for me was, well, there's two. One is they asked about Afghanistan. Are we going to be pulling out of Afghanistan? You said that you would have them out by May 1st. He goes, well, that's kind of a tight timetable right now. I don't think we'll be able to get them out by May 1st because it has to be done tactically and, safely. And I'm like, okay, that's a good answer. But then she goes, so do you think we'll be there next year? He's like, well, I don't really know. I said, well, do you see it? He goes, I don't see us being there next year. But so she goes, so we'll be out of there. Well, it has to be done safely. So he never really answered the question if we're. He was very big proponent of we got to get him out of Afghanistan, but then he says something like, well, my predecessor, Trump, did not follow the plan exactly, so now I can't get him out of that. That's a cop-out. That's, you know what, I'll make some promises that I can't keep, and then I'll just keep pushing them out. So I'd be surprised if we still, maybe really surprised if we don't have people in Afghanistan when he gets out of office in 4 years. And the other part that got me, here's the kicker, okay? The media asked, so we've always been able to go down before and see for ourselves. Are we going to be able to do that? Are you going to be transparent? He goes, yeah, I'll be transparent once I have my plan in place. Once I kick off my plan. That's what it is. Once I kick off my plan. Okay, so once you kick off your plan, which there's not even a deal that says you have a plan, but once you get your plan, then you can kick it off, and then you allow the media to go through and see for themselves. So you're not really going to be transparent. You're saying you're going to be transparent, but really you're not. So watch that part, because that part, to be honest with you, pissed me off. Because I'm thinking, so the media, it's like keeping everybody, you know what, we're not going to show you what we really can see here. Because if you're being transparent and you're not really worried about people blaming you, why wouldn't you let the media go in there? Because he knows that a lot of the problem that we're having right now was caused by him. With open arms, he's like, hey, come on, guys. Y'all come on in. We're not sending you back anymore. Nope, we're going to reunite you with your family. He's talking about kids come over with numbers all over them, you know, like on their wristband and stuff, and they're calling within 24 hours. Then later in the conversation, he says there's no reason we shouldn't be able to call all the, you know, make contact with parents or loved ones or friends or whoever within 48 hours. So is it 24 hours or is it 48 hours? And is that even happening? There was no one saying, like, you know, speaking on behalf from the Border Patrol and saying, they're probably like, we're not doing that. Yeah, they're trying to get people to the right places. But, I mean, when the Border Patrol is so overwhelmed that they're asking for volunteers, I doubt that's happening. So, you tell me what you think. Watch the press conference. You may not want to watch the whole thing. It was so boring. And he pretty much said the same thing over and over again. But let me know what you think, because I'm curious as to where you stand on these issues. And do you feel like he really answered the questions? Or did he dodge it most of the time? I felt like he wasn't being transparent, even though he said he would be willing to once his plan's kicked off, which I don't even know if he has a plan. And when it talked about immigration, he said, oh, I'm letting Kamala handle that, just like I handled that when I was with Obama. Well, if you already handled that when you were with Obama, then you should already know what to do. But Kamala's doing a great job, so I'll let her handle that. And then asked if he's going to run in 2024, and he's like, that's the plan. And then later on, somebody asked, so you're going to run in 2024? Well, I don't know. I can't see 3.5, 4 years ahead of me. I'm like, man, one answer one time, one answer the next. So let me know what you think about it, okay, guys? Subscribe, comment, and let me know. Rambling Man, out.